Okay, so right off the bat, which one of these equations is the variable isolated?
Y equals 2x.
Yes, y equals 2x minus 6, the top one. So we're going to be taking this and substituting it for y on the bottom. And again, the reason we use substitution method is because the variable is already by itself. Okay, we're going to do step 1 again. We're just going to circle the expression with the isolated variable. So we're going to circle that top one. And we can actually just circle the 2x minus 6 because that's ultimately what the y is going to be replaced with.
I'm excused.
Okay. Now we're going to locate the variable in the other equation for step 2. So let's go back and take a look at that. Right here, right? So in the second equation, this y is going to be replaced with 2x minus 6, what that equals. So let's go ahead and do that. Give myself plenty of room here. Okay, so the y is being replaced with 2x minus 6. I want you guys to notice something with the distributive property here. Is this 2 negative or positive? It's negative, yes. So when you distribute the negative 2, make sure you're multiplying both of these things by negative 2 to simplify. In other words, this second negative 6 is going to become positive 12, right? The first one will be negative 4x. So be careful if that first number is negative. All right, so let's go ahead and distribute that correctly. It's going to be 8x, like I said, minus 4x. So yeah, pretty much every time, unless it's just a number, you'll be distributing. And then because it's negative 2 times negative 6, it's going to become plus 12. Equals, whatever it equals, 20. Okay, how would you solve for x from here?
You'd subtract the 4x, which would make it 4x.
Okay, 8x minus 4x is 4x, plus 12 equals 20. Now what?
Minus 12.
Minus 12.
Both sides.
Okay.
And then you get 4x equals 8, and then divide by 4 on both sides.
Wow, good job.
And then x equals 2.
Okay. So the reason I want to do this example.
Did you add or subtract 4x?
Okay. Okay, so now that we have x, I need to show you guys how to solve for y. So everybody got this down? All right, let's read the next step, which is not on that one. Plug the first variable's value back into the equation. So you guys see how the top equation was y equals 2x minus 6? We're going to be plugging that x value in for x. What did we just get x to be equal to? 4? Are you sure? 2?
It's 2.
It's 2, okay.
Oh, I was saying it.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so now we're going to solve for y. Now, if you plug x back into the equation where y is isolated, that's your best bet because all you have to do is do some math. So what's 2 plus 2? She said 4.
Oh,
And then we have minus 6. Y equals what?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. So x equals positive 2. Y equals negative 2.
Wow.
And again, I'm going to graph these to show you what they look like at a graph. If you wanted to write at the point, if you wanted to write the point where they intersect, it'd be 2 comma negative 2, right? Now let's just graph them and see what we get. All right, here's our 2 lines. I actually like graphing better for checking than plugging in because graphing, all you have to do is see where they cross, 2, negative 2, okay? And again, the only time there's no solution is when they're parallel, which can happen. Any questions about that before I let you guys finish this?